Hello, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me today on my channel. My name is Blair, and as you can see, we have a special guest here today. This is Miss Jennifer. She is a entrepreneur, a den mother, if you will. She takes care of so many people here out in Belize, and we are so blessed to be connected with her. And so we are doing an interview with Miss Jennifer today. And we just call her Miss Jen, so I'm gonna just be calling her Miss Jen. And so we're going to be asking her a few questions about her business and her community outreach program that she has out here, and all those beautiful things. So hello, Miss Jen. How are you doing today?
I'm great.
That's awesome. So first off, we want to know, where are you from?
I am originally from New York City, born and raised in Queens, New York.
Okay. And so what made you come?
I'm eating soups right now. You made it.
Yes. And how's the soup?
Excellent.
Okay. Great.
It's a curry potato with broccoli and celery.
Yes. And carrots.
And
Anyhow. So, you've been a businesswoman for a long time, and you've had a lot of different businesses, and you've lived a few different places. Can you name a few different areas that you've lived in your life so far?
Well, outside of New York, I've lived in different states. I lived in Hawaii also. Mm-hmm. Some of the notable ones. I've lived a lot of places, but I'll just name a few. I've lived in Ecuador, Colombia, stayed in Costa Rica for a while. And I've visited a lot of places, but those are the main ones I've lived in, like stayed long periods of time that I have stories about.
Okay. And what made you, out of all the places that you lived, what made you decide to stay and grow roots in Belize?
Well, when I came to visit Belize, I visited Belize when it was on my 50th birthday. So I was like, yes, I'll go to Belize. At that time, I was living in Ecuador, and when I came to Belize, what I liked the most was that it was not as commercial. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed that there weren't malls everywhere and fast food restaurants everywhere, and it was quite what most people would consider underdeveloped, but actually, that is what we need. We think we need to see all these buildings and everything like that. Actually, what we work in concert with is nature.
Right.
So I liked that there was so much green and not really many buildings and all of this commercialism. I really like that because we're so caught up in that now that we have an excessive amount of depression, an excessive amount of anxiety and stress, and people also at the same time don't know how to support themselves off of nature. And I think that's a big part of why there's so much anxiety and stress of trying to figure out how to stay in that rat race.
Right.
How to survive. I gotta get here. Yeah. I gotta do this. Now I gotta take care of my kids and do this. And nowadays things are so expensive. Mommy and daddy both need to work. So I counsel people, and I see so much stress and depression related to that. And I just enjoyed seeing the world without all of that. Just like that. Simple.
Yes.
Just
that's
simple.
Beautiful.
Simple happiness.
Yes, it's the simple things in life. It really is. And that's something that I've definitely learned with being out here. I've learned that even more. Like, it's really the simple things that just make you the happiest. Because it's a more simple way of life, but I'm happier. I'm definitely happier living out here than I was back in the States. So when people are like, oh, just come on, I'm like, I don't think so.
People always asking me, when are you coming back? I'm like, never.
I'm not coming back.
I go back for my business and stuff like that. But as far as living, I'm building. I have a farm. I have people working on those things for me. I'm working on building a couple of houses and things like that. And I enjoy the different programs that I am able to foster.
Right. And speaking of your business, what is your business? Like, explain to us what it is that you, before you answer that question, I also forgot to mention that she is a counselor as well, you guys. And like I did say entrepreneur, and, just overall, like, mama bear energy. Like, we all love Miss Jen. She has so many people that she takes in even animals. She got like 13 dogs.
14. Yeah.
14. Dang. 14
dogs.
dogs.
15 now because we got the little one.
15 dogs and counting.
Only 3 cats.
And only 3 cats.
Yeah. Lots of frogs, not because I want to, they just
show up, you know. But frogs are prosperity. They're sign of prosperity.
They always hanging around here.
Yeah, they're like a good luck omen. Okay, but go ahead and you can answer the question of what it is that you do here out in Belize to support yourself and everyone.
I have a business.
Yes.
Called Tech Group.
Okay.
And that is my for-profit business. But I also have a non-profit business that works in concert with my for-profit. So my non-profit is Wajenzi Community Services. Wajenzi is Swahili for the builders. So the objective of my non-profit is that together, collectively, we build each other up. So within my non-profit, we provide groceries and meals, counseling to men, counseling to women, for depression, for stress, financial counseling, how to start a business counseling, all types of different counseling. Wherever there's that gap, that's where the builders come in. How can we help you?
Right.
But not just help you. Also, in turn, how can you, in turn, help someone
community.
else? Right. Yes. So those we help, we ask that they also do something to help.
Right.
Everyone can help. When I first started saying that, people were like, "Oh, but I'm poor, I don't have money." Oh, no. You don't need money to help.
Right.
When I'm going to give out groceries, you can volunteer and come help me and give out groceries. When we're making meals for people, you can make meals. You can help us prepare.
Come and cook. Right.
You can come and cook, come and chop, come and whatever.
Right.
When we're doing our fitness classes, you can come and participate and encourage other people to participate because it helps them. When you are taking care of you first, it just trickles down into everything else.
Right.
In the generations where we are now, we tend to look to taking care of just making sure we have money first. And I'm not saying we don't need that to survive. It's just that when that becomes 100% your priority, you've left out the most important person, which is you.
Right.
Look how many people that are millionaires and billionaires that have committed suicide. So if having money was just the answer, then they would not do that.
Right.
But it's not. If you haven't taken care of the inner being that you are, then you won't be able to work on. I got another friend. Come on over here. I got a friend. She's doing an interview now. So I have a friend who's visiting me from the States right now. Let me just introduce that voice you're hearing. Here's the voice. We're in an interview, and this is my friend Mika, who has stopped in to visit me from Georgia. She lives in Georgia, and she's visiting me in Belize right now. Yeah, Mika.
No.
Oh, now you're quiet?
Absolutely. I didn't realize you were busy.
Mika's a great entrepreneur and wonderful person too.
And we're back. Okay, so you were talking about your business and what your business does for the community. Also, you guys, she does this family fun day, which I just want to talk about really quickly because I have so much fun at these family fun days, where families come together and basically we do like not obstacle course, but like games, competitions and stuff like that, and it's all about centered around fitness. And so you work out, like you're working your whole body out, and there are cash prizes, y'all. Okay. So you get to play all day from like 8 to 12, and then at the end you collect money. I've never had no experience like that.
Yes, that is sponsored by Wajenzi also.
Yes.
And I started that to help promote fitness, because when you attach money to things, people
they're like, oh yeah, I'm on it, I'm coming.
So there's families of 4, groups of 4, and they compete against each other, and all kinds of races, and musical chairs, and
it's so much fun.
Freeze tag.
Freeze tag. Oh my god, I was so winded. Freeze tag, I was like, I'm gonna get you as soon as I catch my breath.
Sit-up contest.
Yes.
Plank contest.
Yes.
Push-ups.
A lot of fun.
And it's a lot of fun, and it gets the families working out together because they want to win. So they want to be ready for the next one. They're like, okay, we're gonna work out, so we're gonna be ready for your next. We're gonna be ready. So Wajenzi works in that aspect within a community, and we also provide from Wajenzi IT training.
Yes.
We provide counseling as well as IT training, as well as food, as well, like all of these different things. So what we do with IT training is after that we hire you, because, and the reason I mentioned the counseling again was because with the IT training, when we hire you over at Board Tech Group, we're still counseling you and working with you on the you that you want to be, the you that is stressed right now. We help you learn how to work through and navigate the world as it is, because that's not going away. There's going to be issues, there's going to be stress, there's going to be things like that. So we help people learn how to not let those things weigh them down, not let those things take over.
Right.
You know, we help you identify your strengths and your weaknesses, and help teach you tools to utilize your strengths to combat those weaknesses and not let them take control of you and you miss out on your blessings.
Absolutely. That's beautiful.
So that's why I wanted to mention Wajenzi first, because Board Tech Group, we do data analysis, business analysis, system analysis, technical writing, compliance and IT audit, and we teach all of that. But it starts from Wajenzi, and then we bring you in, and we have clients, Fortune 500 clients.
That's beautiful. So we went over a few of the questions, and I think the last question that I have is, what is your vision for your business, and what about Belize made you feel like this is the best place to do it?
Well, the vision for my business is to grow it within Belize and countries like Belize. So I wanted to start here. There are so many companies that come to these countries and set up shop and then severely underpay. The thing is, for example, there are a lot of call centers in Belize. A lot of U.S. companies set up here, and then they'll pay like $3 to $5 Belize dollars, right? And some of them have started doing $7 Belize dollars. That's $350 US. Okay, 5 Belize is $250 US. Thing is, you can still set these companies up here and pay someone here like 10 Belize. That's only 5 US. So you're still saving, but $10 Belize is really good here. Someone making $400 a week, they're able to do a lot. So I want my company to be that groundbreaker, where we pay people decent amounts as we're teaching them valuable skills that they can use later, as we're teaching them how to navigate themselves through this emotional roller coaster of life that as it is. The people that work for me, I require that they work out, because that affects your mental state, your physical state, and everything. I require that they take the time to learn about themselves and work on themselves, because I always say this: idiot you are at home comes to work. I don't want that idiot at work with me. I don't want that stressed person that got all these issues at work with me.
Right.
But I want to help. Right. So if I teach you how to navigate through those things, then you bring the best you can to work. Also, it affects your personal life. Now you have a better outlook on things, a better perspective. Things that upset you don't become overwhelming and so depressing and all of that, because we all have these things. It's just in the perspective. Some of us have a different perspective of how we look at those things and how we navigate through it, so it doesn't weigh us down where we're just, oh, my life, And I want everybody to have that joy, feel that joy that I have inside. People are always asking me, how are you so happy? And, I don't understand that. And I'm like, because it's not that I don't have problems.
Right.
It's just that those problems don't take over me.
Right.
I've learned how to change the perspective in how you look at those problems. Like a lot of people, when something bad happens, they just get, oh, this didn't work out. Oh my gosh, it's over. It's over. They didn't get the job or whatever. Then they're stressing about what's going to happen to me on the way. I'm not like that. When something doesn't happen good, I'm like, I'm like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. Then I step back and look. I vent for a minute. Wow, I thought this was going to happen. Then I stop. Okay, Jen, fine. This didn't happen the way you expected it. Or this person didn't treat you the way you expected them to.
Right.
But I can't do anything about that person. But I can change how I choose to deal with the situation. And what I've learned is a lot of times when people do bad things to you, it's not personal. It's truly not about you. It's all the pain and trauma that they have chosen to not deal with yet. And unfortunately, you become the burden bearer. So when you look at it as not being so personal, although I'm not saying you're going to be all hunky-dory about it, but at least you're like, it doesn't hurt as much.
Right.
When you feel like it's about you, it pains you a lot. Because to you, it's about you.
Right.
You did that to me because you don't like me. Oh my God. No.
Right.
They did that to you because they don't like themselves.
Right. Right.
And you were the punching bag sitting right there.
Right.
So now you need to remove yourself from being that punching bag.
Right.
And change how you view what they did.
Right.
Even though you removed yourself from them, you will still feel this hurt because you did that. Now you need to change. You know what? That wasn't even about me.
And what can I learn from this situation from here on out?
Yes. That wasn't even about me.
Right. It wasn't about me.
It truly was, because we take it to heart.
Right.
And that's why we end up now paying, and they let people take the beauty of you and remove it. Well, I'm not going to be nice to nobody again. No.
Right.
No. That was about them. And step back. A lot of us, when someone does something wrong, we stay there for a long time, let them mistreat us. Don't let anybody keep mistreating you.
Right.
When they show you who they are the first time, believe them.
Right.
Now, it doesn't mean you have to cut them off, but you can change how you deal with them.
Absolutely.
Okay, now I know you're like this, so I no longer lend you money. Or I no longer do this. But you also, like I said, remember, when you think they're being mean or attacking you, it's about them.
Right.
I get attacked a lot because people don't understand my happiness. Oh, that's fake. Nobody's happy like that.
And it's so crazy. I'm not to cut you off, but it's just so crazy because this is literally one of the nicest people I've ever met, y'all. So the fact that you know, and she's very kind, very generous, you know, very understanding. She will tell you about yourself. Don't get it twisted. She will tell you off if something is not right. But at the same time, she's a very loving person. So the fact that, you know, she's getting attacked, it's like, you know, how they say, you know, God gives the biggest battles to his toughest soldiers. You know, it's like she's always on the forefront for the community, for her people that she works with or that work for her and things of that nature. And so the fact that people are like trying to attack her is just, it's crazy to me. I get it a lot. Crazy to me, but I understand it. You know,
I get it a lot because people are in such a miserable place. They can't even understand it, like
how happy she is.
You can't be happy for real, and your niceness is fake.
And she's so energetic too, y'all. Like when I describe Miss Jen, I always say, "Oh, this young lady that I know," and I have to say, "Look, wait, before." Okay, so she's old enough to be my mom, but she's
yes, because I'm 56,
but she got energy of a 25-year-old. So. Because she be doing aerobics classes every Tuesday and Thursday. Everybody be like, at the end of class, she be like, "Come on, y'all, let's go." And we like, "Girl, if you don't turn that music on so we can go home." Okay.
But yes, I do. Sadly, it shows me how ugly the world is now because people consistently attack me of nobody's nice like that for real.
Yeah.
Oh, your niceness is fake. There's something behind it, ulterior motive, and that's so sad that we're in a place where you can't accept genuine love, genuine peace from someone without believing that there's some ulterior motive. There's no genuine happiness, and there is.
Right.
And that makes me very sad. But at the same time, like I have an example. I had someone come to me and they said, "You know, Miss Jen, I'm going to tell you something. My family, my husband, a few people that I know, we all were talking about you, and we thought that you were fake, you weren't real, and we didn't like you because we're like, yeah, she's all acting nice, but you know that's not who she really is. She's just trying to get something from people." And we said all these horrible things about you. And she said, and now that I'm around you a lot, I realize, wow, we were so wrong. And I said, I already know. And the person was like, what? And they were like, wait, what do you mean you know? I said, somebody told me a couple of years ago that you said this, that you and your family were doing this. And the person said, what, are you serious? I've never seen you be mean or change how you were with us or nothing. It's like you knew all these years. I was like, yeah.
And it takes a strong person to do that, because when you're in a space of you're genuine and somebody doesn't receive it, it can hurt your feelings, and you could start acting funny towards them. You could be like, oh, they talking about me or this, that, and the third. But it takes a very strong person to say, I'm still going to show up as me regardless of how anybody else is going to talk about it or whatever the case may be.
And the reason I'm able to do that is because it wasn't about me.
Right.
Because I know none of those things were true.
Right.
So I knew what it showed me was a sad place of where those people were. So it actually made me feel bad for them. I was like, man, you guys are in a pretty bad place. Because I know I'm genuine. I know I'm real. So it made me realize for them, while you can't recognize true peace and love being sent your way, then you're in a really bad place. Yeah. Really bad, because you don't even recognize when it's real.
Right.
So actually, those situations make me feel sad for them. I'm like, wow, too bad for you.
Right.
Because I know, and that's not who I am.
Right.
So that's why, no, I didn't feel all white. Yes, but I felt like, dang, too bad you feel that way, because those are the blessings you're going to lose out on, because I know I come with joy and peace, truly, to be there for any and everybody, and I can't let you take that part of me and tear it down.
Right.
I can't. I will never let anyone tear that part of me down, because then I don't like who I am when I look in the mirror.
Right.
And when I look in the mirror, I need to know that I control my destiny, not let you change me into becoming just like everybody else.
Right.
Miserable and upset and everything.
Right.
And stressed out. Yeah. Because I give you power over me because you said something. Okay, and I know that's not me. And the person was like, I can't believe you knew this all these years. And you've been kind to us
this whole time.
All these years. I'm like, yeah, and you've never said that because it wasn't about me.
Right.
That was your journey.
Right.
I know who I am. Right. And I knew everything y'all said was false. So I'm going to come to you, giving myself high blood pressure, all this. You said this. How dare you?
It's not worth it.
I'm like, when I heard it, I was like, And the person that told me was like, oh, I don't want you to go tell them I said it. I was like, I'm not even going to mention it at all.
Right.
It's not important. They're like, wait, really? I was like, yeah, that's their issue.
Right.
And that's a journey they have to make.
That's a you problem.
You're like, wait, so you're not upset? I said, actually makes me feel sad for them, because it shows me they don't know true blessings when they see it. And there's nothing I can do about that.
Right.
And that's it. And I just back away and I leave it alone.
Right.
So I'm trying to help us learn to not let everything be so personal and destroying yourself in the midst of trying to get back or holding these grudges to other people, and actually to you that you hurt. I'm not giving anyone that kind of power over my soul, my spirit, my health, my happiness.
I know that's right.
Nobody gets that.
And you see why I had to interview this amazing woman today, because I love her, y'all. She's amazing. She's just such a light, as you can see, and we really don't come across too many Miss Jens. So I had to share her with you guys and let you know, that I found this amazing woman out here in Belize, and she's really helped so many people, including myself, in different ways, and we just, if you're having any questions about like how to support maybe Wajenzi group, or how you could, if you were interested in coming out here to Belize and get in contact with her, how can they contact you?
Well, the easiest way to contact me is through Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
And we have a page there, Wajenzi Community Services. We also have a web page. It's wajenzi.org. That's spelled WAJENZI.org.
Okay, and we're gonna put a link in the description so that you guys can get to it, and see all of her information and get in contact with Miss Jen if you guys were interested in learning how to move out to Belize. Because remember, I told you in a previous video, when you move out here, there's no like just getting a job at McDonald's or something like that. It's like you have to come out here with your own online remote job or some type of business where you can employ others, and that's something that Miss Jen has done successfully out here for years. She's been employing the local Belizeans and other people, her family members and things of that nature.
Yes, you definitely need to come with a different mindset, and it's it's easy to start businesses here, but you definitely can't come with that mindset of being an employee, which is true, and leave the negativity in the States. Don't come with me. It's very community oriented here. Okay. And I like that.
Yes, I do too. And do you have any other suggestions for people who are looking to become expats wherever they go, even if it's not in Belize? But what any
one thing I would suggest? A lot of people have removed themselves from Facebook. But one thing I'm going to let you know: once you leave the States, most of these countries, especially if you're in South America, Central America, the African continent, Asia, they do everything on Facebook, business-wise, everything. One thing I would suggest is get a Facebook account if you don't have one. You don't need to, and get involved with anyone's negativity, but business-wise, it's really important. They mostly use that. The other thing is, what was helpful for me is joining expat groups, and specifically they have general expat groups, and I am going to also suggest people of color to join black expat groups. The reason I say that is because when you go to general ones and you ask questions, the experiences, and that's just the way it is in the world, it's the reality. The experience, a lot of people that will be answering from their experience, and the experience that a person of white person or Caucasian person may give you that they're experiencing in these countries is not the same experience that we will have. Sometimes it's a better experience or worse, either or. But you need to join groups if people of color to ask about specific things that we need to worry about. Because there's just certain things we have to be realistic. I don't care what you want to say about America's America. No, it's not. There's definitely different Americas going on, right. And even in America we're treated different versus the way white people are treated. So that is also the same as you travel. So I would suggest that you join expat groups, and also join some for people of color if you are a person of color, to ask those questions that white people really wouldn't know, because that's not something that they have to worry about. Right. And we can be very genuine with you and tell you what you need to know as a person of color as you navigate yourself through the world in different countries. So it's definitely one thing I would definitely recommend. Joining Facebook, joining some of those groups. There's lots of them, and they're very candid with you. And here, I've been here 5 years. Right. Here's what I've experienced. Right. You don't have to worry about this or that, or this you do have to worry about. Right. And I learned that because when I moved to Ecuador at first, they didn't have any. So the questions that I did ask were in a general group. So mainly white people were answering. So when I got there, the things I was expecting to happen didn't happen, because they were experiencing some other things. A lot more crime was happening against them in Ecuador, where that wasn't happening against people of color in Ecuador. So they had me a little nervous. I was scared. I said, "We're doing what?" What do you mean you got involved at least once every month since you've been there? But we moved there anyway, and when we got there, and then we started speaking with the black people from there that were from other countries coming there. They were like, "No, we don't have that, none." And we would still meet up with more of the white people, and they were saying, "Yeah, I've been robbed at least this many times," and that wasn't our experience there. That wasn't our experience, but it had us scared and apprehensive. So I would suggest, asking the general questions. You can be in the general group when you have specific questions about how are we treated there. Right. For real. Let me hear your for real perspective. Right. Not a white person's perspective of how black people are treated. Right. But a black person's perspective of how a black person is treated. And that's very, very, very important. Yes. Okay, well, this was a wonderful interview. Thank you so much, Miss Jen, for taking time out of your busy schedule. I'm definitely going to make sure I leave all the descriptions
to get in contact with Miss Jen if you would like to ask her any questions or connect with her for any
Or
reason.
donate to Wajenzi.
Yes, or donate to Wajenzi because they do a lot of community work out here, you guys.
And
They
right
give
now it's all out of my
food.
pocket. I can use any help I can get.
Yes, they give out food, everything. So we're going to wrap this up, but we thank you so much for chiming in with us, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
All right, thank you for having